So there is good news and there is bad news. The good news is that I am pointing the camera at a sign, an arrow sign, and so I am on the trail. The bad news, and I realize you can't see, is that this is a kind of treacherous canyon here, and I am not 100% certain it is down in here, or I am thankful for the moon. The moon is really helping me out there. I mean, I am like on a rock ridge. Holy crap, this is insane. Oh my god, what the hell? It's about 15 feet wide, but rounded and going steep down, and I am not 100% certain this is even the way down. Look at this. Crazy, cool, beautiful, insane canyons. I was running for a little bit there, trying to make some progress, but I gotta be careful. Man, so how is the trail gonna get out of this canyon here? I guess up and over here to the left. Also, you really, really, really do not want to fall and hurt yourself out here, especially at this time of the evening with not many people around. So, got a cairn, and then it is not exactly clear, except that this is the only way that it could go. So that must be it, because that is total dead end there. So let's check it out. See if this goes through. Not sure how much longer I have before I get to the arch. Got a cairn, that is a good sign. A tiny little cairn, but better than nothing. Pardon my huffing and puffing. Okay, should be a cool view from up here. Hello. Whoa. What a hike. This is definitely, absolutely the best one that I've done in arches. They're all beautiful, but this one is kind of more wild and out there. And these cliffs and canyons are just, I mean, look at that. Just surreal. It's like artwork. Okay. How to get down this one? So, I'm hoping that this is coming to the end of this primitive trail section, and we'll connect back to the other part soon, because it's getting late. I'm getting tired. I'm doing fine. I can still hike a ways, but it is definitely getting a little chillier. Wow, look at that cool little natural cave, I guess. And so once I get to the end of this, it will be a 2-mile hike back, which will be easier. It will be the more established trail. And so once I get to there, I'll be fine. If it comes down to a matter of darkness, then I have my phone and a flashlight on it, and so no big deal. I've definitely been in much worse situations, and this is totally worth it for this just phenomenal hike back in here. And the cool air is actually invigorating, so I do believe that it will be the end of this stretch sometime soon, but we'll see. So, private arch, 0.3 miles, half a kilometer, and the primitive trail that I just hiked going that way. So from here, 2.6 miles back to the parking lot. Private arch, end of trail. Now I think that means it is the end of the main trail going into the primitive trail, which I just completed there. And I guess this is the private arch. Beautiful, and you can see why it's called private. It's like in a kind of enclosed room, and quite literally private for now. Nobody else here. I did pass a few other people going that way, and so I guess the main trail will continue through the arch here. Nice one. Man, what a just wonder of nature. So about 2 miles back, and let's see where the main trail is. It's got to be here somewhere. I guess through here, hopefully. Not exactly clear yet if this is actually the right way, because getting up to here is supposed to be the main trail, not the primitive, difficult trail, and so that is not it. Okay. I do have a map that could help with the general idea, just to make sure. Maybe it is up and over this way. So is this going to connect back to the main trail? It seems a little too extreme. This is not really going to work. Well, let's see. Up ahead here, if it gets easier. I mean, this is supposed to be the end of the really easy, obvious trail, so this is a little bizarre. What is over this? Oh man, this is not looking good. No way, no how. Oh man, what's going on? So, you can see it, way down there. There is definitely the trail. So how do I get to it? I guess maybe back through the arch and then the other direction. I'll have to check the map and see if there's actually another way that is a little different from what I'm thinking. Oh, yeah. So, I am looking for a sign, a literal sign, one that I have seen before. I actually want to see a sign that was behind me right there. So, it is a damn good thing that I had the map, because I realized that the private arch is a cul-de-sac. It is a dead end. Where it said end of trail, it meant it. That was the end of that trail. You have to come back, and then that is the way that I went before, around that way. And this is pointing in a different direction. So the 2.6 miles is different from that 0.3 miles. So I just did like a kilometer there and back. And then now I have 2.6 miles going back this way. And I think that it is still going to be kind of the more primitive trail for a little ways. And then it will get to the main trail, and it will be more obvious from there. But here it goes. Kind of, sort of. Little cairn there. And so this is going to wrap around. So I'm at the furthest point. Actually, I'm not yet at the furthest point away from the parking lot. Looks like it is still going this way, exact opposite direction from the parking lot. So I still got a ways to go. I am basically about halfway altogether. So it is a really good thing that I had the map and was able to realize why I wasn't finding the trail at the private arch, because there was no trail. Otherwise, I could have ended up launching off trying to find it in the wrong direction. So, lesson being, make sure you have a trail map, even if it is a supposedly easy hike. It is well marked and signed. Okay. This is now turning and heading back the other direction. So that is good news. Also getting some just stunning views. Arch up there, I guess, or a hole in the wall. Oh man. And I am feeling the tiredness. So I don't have a hotel yet for tonight. It is like getting on 7 maybe. Here we go. Sign. This is the right way. And so I have to still get back to my car and then drive out of the park, which is like 30 minutes, and then get into Moab, which is very close to Arches. So by that time, it's going to be, after 8. And then I don't have a hotel reserved, in part because they were insanely expensive. Trail is looking good. I think that it is finally starting to curve around that way because the parking lot is still a long ways that way. But what a lovely evening and beautiful scene here. So tranquil and quiet. And I just love these kinds of landscapes. The trail is quite prominent, and it should get more so soon. There will be some more arches up ahead, and then that is where the actual main trail will continue and be much more clear. But considering my sort of flirting with the idea of almost kind of getting lost in the wilderness here, I thought that I would talk about my real life experience of getting much more seriously lost. Arch there, awesome. When I was backpacking in the Marble Mountains in 2016 and my truck broke down in the wilderness, a very long story short, then I ended up going on my backpacking trip after my truck broke down for 3 or 4 nights. All was well. Well, I was hoping to see the green and golden granite lakes down in there, but I guess they must be hiding behind the trees somewhere. What a view. And getting close to the top of this ridge here. Woo! Until the last day, I was making a loop, and so I was going to be going back to a different trailhead from the one that I had started when I entered the wilderness area. And so on the last day, I got a very early start. Like, it was barely getting light, and I woke up and decided, let's do this. primitive trail, difficult hiking. And so that should be the end of the more rugged trail and the start of the more established trail. Oh man, what a just unbelievable sight. Dark Angel, 0.5 kilometers. No, 0.5 miles, 0.8 kilometers. So another full mile, I guess, there and back. Trailhead, 2 miles. So that sounds right. This way. Okay, I will get up to the arch and get past these people and then continue the story here. Wow. Hey there.
Hi.
Does the trail go through that way or this way as far as where you came?
I think this dead ends here. I don't know. I've only been here twice. But
Okay.
I think this is basically a dead end, and then you gotta go back.
Okay, so you came from this direction over here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. You go through this. You want? You have to look up that way. But
Okay, nice.
we're gonna try to get out there and get some pictures.
Okay, where does this trail go? Is it, maybe it's other side of this over here. These guys did it before, so follow them. But here's the trail, and this is different from the one that I came before, so I guess this is it. Okay, we got a sign here pointing this way, but is that going to or from? I think that this is it here.
Yep. Switch back right there.
Excellent. All right. This is an interesting one. Another sign.
My little monitor thing is telling me I haven't stood up.
So, double arch. You can't really see very well now.
I've done plenty of.
What a view. Hard to see, but incredible. All right, well, at least there's somebody behind me, so makes it a little bit more reassuring knowing that you're not the only person out here at this time. This is still pretty serious, and it is getting dark enough that it is a challenge to see where the trail is going, because okay, Cairns up there, this is like a slope. So it is going up here like this. Pretty interesting, telling a story about getting lost in the wilderness while trying not to get lost in the wilderness. So I'll continue with the story here. So, 2016, Northern California, Marble Mountains. I'd been out there for 4 days and got up early, packed up, started the hike back. It was maybe an 8-mile hike, to the best of my recollection, back to a trailhead. The problem is, at that trailhead, there was no vehicle, at least not my vehicle, because I had sold my truck after it broke down. That is a whole story that I won't get into, but I was going to be hiking back to this trailhead, and from there, then I would be getting out of the wilderness from there, which was still a long ways away. It was going to be like a 10-mile drive or hitchhike or hike from there to get back to a road, which even at that point was still middle of nowhere, a long ways from a small town that also was in the middle of nowhere. So where I was in the wilderness, especially without a vehicle, was a long ways from anything. And so I start the hike, and so my mission for today goes like this. I hike from Yukonom Lake here to the Johnson's Hunting Ground trailhead. That is going to be 6, 7, 8 miles, something like that. Very soon, then things go wrong. I won't get too lost in the details, but the trail just petered out. I came to a crossing of two trails, and it was not clear which way I was supposed to go at that point, even though I had a map. What the hell? A junction, a crossing point of two trails. I was not expecting another trail. I don't remember one on the map. This one is much more prominent. But looking on the map, that cross point was not a trail crossing at all on that map. I tried one direction, that totally didn't work. I tried the other one, it seemed to work, and then petered out, and I kept kind of picking up the trail and then losing it again. Now keep in mind that this is a very well-established area of hiking that I've been to many times before, including as a kid, and the trails were all very clear, well-established. No doubt you were on the trail and going the right way. And so it was very strange that this trail that was clearly marked on my map was disappearing on me. Eventually I realized that I was just going to have to go for it, because going backwards would be going back into the wilderness and would only be digging me deeper into the hole in the wrong direction. So I had to go for it. And eventually, basically I realized that I needed to try to find the trail that I had been on before and change plans and try to go to the trailhead that I had started at. These trails just keep petering out. This one looks like it's now going back down towards Yukonom Lake. I don't know what the hell is going on here, but I'm going to head up here. I'm now off trail. This is not how I hope to expend my energy. And check out that view. There's Yukonom Lake. I'd sure feel a lot better if I was on a trail. Johnson's Hunting Ground is out there somewhere. So it's another 30-40 minutes later or so. And this is definitely a trail. And I'm pretty certain it is also the trail that I want to be on, because it sucks. It is not clearly defined. A lot of places it almost peters out and you're like, crap, it just finished. It just stopped. What the hell? And then you find it and can keep it going. So I was forced to go completely off trail again. That trail just petered out. A few different faded trails that went off in different directions, but you don't know like what's maybe just an elk trail. I tried several times retracing my steps and nothing. And so at this point that I'm figuring just heading downhill, at least this is easier terrain to hike through. The area where I hiked up to Blue Granite Lake is out that way. And so I'm basically in the middle of two trails that are going to converge on each other eventually. And so that is my hope at this point. It is not totally clear. This trail here, I'm talking about a faint trail while hiking on a faint trail, but this does seem to be it. And so eventually I was basically lost in the Marble Mountains there, having a general idea. Okay, good sign here. We got a cairn. I know that you basically can't see anything, so this is just a story in the dark at this point. But I can see probably better than the camera is showing, so I don't need to get my flashlight yet. But at least I got it when I need it. And so finally I am just straight up lost in the wilderness, no trails at all. But I have a general idea of where I am on the map. I have a map. The problem is that it is not a detailed enough topographic map made for hiking off trail. Okay, we got a sign here. Double O Arch back that way, trailhead. Great news, 1.6 miles. So I'm making progress. So this is Black Arch Overlook, 100 feet. But I can get the general idea from here. I can still see. And I can actually see a city. Man, what city would that be? A lot of lights off there. That is not Moab in that direction. So I just keep on hiking, and I know that there is this other very established trail that is a couple of miles away or so and kind of up and over a ridge. So it is not a easy hike just to wander over to this other trail. And so I just keep on hiking, going roughly downhill, roughly in the general direction of basically two trails that converge. And so I'm thinking that I have a good chance of running into one of them. But unfortunately, one of the trails was also not clear, because I believe that I actually went right past where it should have been without seeing it, because eventually I end up in a creek down in this gully. This is pretty messed up, folks. Unfortunately, that trail did not save me. It completely just petered out all of a sudden. Totally weird. I just looked at my map just to confirm, you know, what I thought about where I was, and I am in between two trails that converge into each other. So I got to get there eventually. All right, I'm going to stop wasting my time filming and focus on getting out of here. Literally, you know, going through this creek, not sure if I should be on the other side of it or stay on the side of it that I was on before. And I am, you know, straight up freaked out at this point, because this is a vast wilderness area. There are trails, if you're lucky enough to come across one at that point. But navigating with the map, I also had a compass, but it was just not going to work. It was not detailed enough to be able to see exactly where I was. And so I was basically going on intuition and general navigational understanding of where I was. And at one point then, I decided to leave the creek and go back up the hill in the direction I had been before, but kind of a different direction, and miracle, I find a trail. Yes, 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 yes. I have no idea which trail this would be. But the experience of being lost like that was pretty freaky. Even though it was a short experience, relatively short, it was a few hours. You know, it was more than long enough to get more lost and not have found my way down, and maybe ended up going in a direction that was completely away from any trails, and then not knowing what to do at that point. Speaking of which, man, like, I've basically lost the trail here. This is supposed to be the, like, easy part. I genuinely do not know if it is down that way or up and over here. I'm going to look up and over this. Absolutely beautiful sight, but it is complicated by the fact that I am not certain where the trail is. I mean, I do not see it at all at this point. You know, I was seeing signs before, so I was on it. Let's see, is this it here? I am not all that far away at this point, but this is not, oh, yes, very good. Okay, this is it, and it's pretty clear, and hopefully will be more clear as I get closer. All right, this is definitely it. So I was up and over there, not sure if I should go the other side or this way. It was just an intuitive hunch, and luckily it was correct. Very similar to the situation in the creek, in which I wasn't sure if I was supposed to go left down the creek. I mean, I couldn't just keep on going down the creek. It was like getting too hard to get through. And so it was like left or right. And luckily I made the right decision and found the trail soon thereafter. I really think that things are going to be fine from here on, because it is way more established. Because back there, then it was more like, you know, it couldn't be an actual trail because it was on the rocks. Here it is in the dirt, and it is an actual trail, and it will get easier as it gets closer. I haven't pulled out my phone for light yet because I can still see fine, actually, and I want to keep my night vision going as long as I can. Plus we got some moonlight up there. Whoa. Okay, I know that you couldn't see that. I think it was a rabbit or a hare. Anyways, it was a moving animal that surprised me, but not a big one. All right, this is looking good. And we got signs, so that is a good sign. So, double O arch, 1 mile, so that is where I was before. Trailhead, 1.1 miles, so great news. Partition arch, 0.2 miles. Navajo arch, 0.3 miles. Man, I'm really bummed that I can't see the other ones, but obviously that is pointless, so keep on going this way, apparently, which is really treacherous looking, actually. It is like going down into a gully. I know you can't see anything. It is a very narrow gully going down now, but I can see just enough, and it is the trail. And now it is flat and sandy and easy, so not that bad, actually. So there is good news and there is bad news. The good news is that I am pointing the camera at a sign, an arrow sign, and so I am on the trail. The bad news, and I realize you can't see, is that this is a kind of treacherous canyon here. And I am not 100% certain it is down in here or along the edge, but with the arrow right up at the top there, then I think this must be it. But this is a good place to slip and hurt yourself one way or another. I am thankful for the moon. The moon is really helping me out there. But this is just, you know, not what I envisioned for the hike back. I mean, I am like on a rock ridge Holy crap, this is insane. This is actually harder than the primitive trail. Oh my god. What the hell? So it's about 15 feet wide, but rounded and going steep down. And I am not 100% certain this is even the way down. It would be very helpful if I had a headlamp. I can still see the surface. I have my flashlight, as I mentioned. The problem is that that would require holding it, and it is more awkward to hold than my camera. So I am just going by moonlight here and hoping to hell that this is actually the way out, because there are no cairns, there's no signs. It is steep. I'm going down a steep slope of rock, this red rock that would be just stunningly beautiful in here during the day if I could see. And I am basically just reassured by the fact that I saw that arrow sign up at the top, and I can faintly see that I think it is kind of worn away from other steps. And so I believe this is the right way, but I'm not 100% certain yet. If it is not, if I hit a dead-end situation, then I am really screwed. I believe this is going to work out. So I'm going to put the camera away and continue filming once I get to a point at which I have realized I am saved out of the woods and on the easier trail on the way back. Okay, good news, another sign. The top one says viewpoint 250 feet up a hill. Oh, wow, there's an amazing arch right there. Oh, phenomenal. I can just barely see it. I almost missed it. It's very narrow, huge, this just massive, thin arch. It's just gorgeous. I'm not sure what that one is called, but I didn't see it the other way because I'm going back a different way, basically making a loop. And so the other sign says trailhead point. I can't tell if that says 9 or point. No, that says 9. How am I almost a mile away still when the last sign said 1.1, and that seemed like so much farther than just 0.2 miles what I just came, because it says 1.4 kilometers. So yeah, I still got a whole mile to go. But the good news is it is a nice wide sandy path here. There is a wooden fence. I'm definitely on the trail, but now it is not exactly clear where it's going from here. If it's along this fence, I guess so. Okay, down in a little bit of a creek bed. Okay, yeah, it is going along this fence. Oh man, I'm so thankful for this moon. It is really bright. Okay, I'm in a sandy area, nice wide trail here. So it should just be getting more and more obvious and easier to follow as I cruise along here. So I'm actually loving this, especially now that I am out of the range of feeling like I'm lost. So I can see the really big arch and then another arch, small one up there. I wish that I was seeing that during the day and could show you in the video, but still it is a really amazing experience hiking along in this moonlight. It is chilly, but I'm still in the t-shirt, staying warm from the hiking and just kind of enjoying the invigorating chill in the air, as well as that just beautiful moon shining down. And the trail is getting just more and more easy to follow. I think I will survive, although let's not count my chickens before they hatch or celebrate before the finish line. There's a light. Is that somebody else? Looks like it. Hey there.
Hi.
Doing some night hiking? You guys trying to get to the arch or?
Yeah.
Cool. There's an amazing one Yeah, you can actually see it right there.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So those guys were going the other direction, going deeper into the wilderness there, but they had headlamps, and it was the easier to follow trail going back. Man, what a beautiful sight, the moon, the stars, and I can still see views off in the distance, the hills, lights, the various pillars and things sticking up. Amazing. Hi there. I wish you could see what I'm seeing, because it is a surreal, mysterious sight of the moonlight on the hills and trees. Straight ahead, you can't see anything with the camera, is a tree with no leaves, just like this kind of eerie looking tree in the moonlight. And then I'm like going through this sort of canyon with big, huge mounds around it. Going uphill right now. My legs are getting tired at this point, but I should be very close to the point where I started the primitive trail, where I was like trying to decide, should I take it or not? And then from that point, then it is a sure thing back to the parking lot. I'm now going down a hill in which I have to kind of feel every step, because I can barely see, but just enough to see that I'm not, about to walk off a cliff or twist my ankle on a hole or a rock or whatever. I can see enough. I'm like on a narrow, actually like 5 foot wide, sort of a walkway thing. And then now getting into the moonlight. So I don't know if you can see anything. I mean, it is bright now. Hopefully you can at least see just a sort of faint, bit of my face or whatever, but maybe not. This camera is not made for low light. But the trail is clear. I'm a little bit worried about that family that was behind me dealing with this with kids. Like, that could be a story in the news tomorrow. Family lost overnight in Arches National Park. I hope to heck not. But, it is beyond me helping them at this point. I have no idea. I mean, they could actually be ahead of me, because I kind of got a little bit turned around there for a little while. But I think they are probably behind me. And hopefully figuring it out. The guy did mention he had a flashlight, so that's good. We got a sign, and pretty sure, here we go, and boom. Pine tree arch, tunnel arch, the tunnel arch I showed, and here, you really can't see, but this is the junction where I went off and started going on the primitive trail. So I am now maybe half a mile or so from the parking lot and my vehicle. These guys are prepared. They got some bright lights. Howdy.
How's it going?
Going great. I am getting very close now. I think this is right where I started the video. Not this video, but the last one, because I broke this into two, which means that the parking lot is very, very close. I can see some lights that might be cars. Yes, this is it. I am back. It was a very short distance, actually, from the junction that I was at there, back to the parking lot. Just a 5-minute walk. Bathrooms, cars. Made it. Survived. Such an incredible sight here at the parking lot. Seeing the various mountains and rock formations sticking up into the night sky with the stars coming out. Tons of them. The moon, and here we are. My rig. Yeehaw. Yes. You can see my anti-theft device on the steering wheel there because I have all kinds of stuff in the car. It is a mess, but it is good to be back, reunited with my wheels. Time to get back on the road and find out where the heck I am staying tonight. It will be like a probably 40-minute drive to Moab, and then I will use the cell phone signal there. There is no signal here to check the accommodation options.